Nigeria TV, where we have news on politics, sports, entertainment, and so much more. Did you know that we also have feature stories where we talk about nothing but everything? It's the Breakfast Show on TSL Nigeria TV.
Welcome to the Breakfast Show only on TSL Nigeria TV. Yes, it is the beginning of the weekend and of course wrapping your week. We're talking about a lot of things, nothing but everything. And I'm not alone in the studio. I have my beautiful ladies with me. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Hey, whoa. They just sounded like school children. Imagine that you would have just hit the deck and did the whole pack.
I hated that thing with everything in me.
You did it.
That desk hitting thing. I hated
it. How was your night?
That thing was actually the highlight of my secondary school days.
What did you do?
In front.
What did you do in secondary school that something so meager is the highlight?
But come on, it's like really, it's rhythm. Come on, people.
Okay.
Oh.
Ew.
Okay.
Alright, moving on straight up into the newspaper review for June 21st. Wow, June is really running. Just 9 more days and we are done. I have the Guardian for today. Leading on the top stories, nepotism is corruption, Obasanjo tells presidency. Alleged poor consultation of AFCFTA, fiscal indiscipline. Nigerian renegotiation delaying ratification, says official. And Russia seek more commitment to raise deal above $20 billion. Also, Egypt welcome African biggest stars as Nations Cup begins. How sharp practice insufficient banks, ill-equipped facility threaten safe blood transfusion in Nigeria. You can find the story on page 34. Prioritize security, agri health, education. President urge cancel. You can find the story on page 3. And the paucity of funds threatening the 9th House of Rep take off. And that is what we have for the Guardian. Joyce, what do we have for the Vanguard this morning?
For the Vanguard for Friday, June 21st, 2019. The major story in security. We need Fulani vigilantes in Southeast, Mieti Allah says. Ohaneze will resist the Fulani vigilantes in Igbo land, Wodun. We are not against cattle rearing, but, says Southeast governors, it is a provocative agenda. Afenifere will make our position on state police known soon, governors. Police bemoan lack of personnel. You can find all of this on page 5. Moving on to our picture story, National Economic Council. President Muhammadu Buhari, 4th left. Vice President Yemi Osibanjo, 3rd left, with members of the National Economic Council, NEC, after their inauguration yesterday by the president in Abuja. In politics, on page 42, you'd find this story, Edo House of Crisis. Speaker Okiye consolidates as G15 insists on proper inauguration. Still enforce free basic education, Buhari tells governors. You can find the story on page 4. And in Sports Vanguard, AFCON 2019, AFCON title will give Salah the Ballon d'Or, says Egypt coach. I hope not.
I love Salah anyway, so anything can go, or anything can happen. Juliet, let's hear what we have for the Nigerian Tribune.
Okay, for today I have the Nigerian Tribune for Friday, 21st, June 2019. And our major story, insecurity. It's time to flush out robbers, kidnappers from Yoruba land. Adams, you can find that story on page 2 and page 6 of your Nigerian Tribune. And Nigeria's population to hit 773 million by 2050, UN report. You can find that story on page 4 of your Nigerian Tribune. And EFCC in string operation, attacks or arrests 27 suspected Yahoo boys in Oshobo. You can find that story on page 30 of your Nigerian Tribune. And on sports, FIFA Women World Cup, Nigeria for 2nd round. You can find that story on the last page of the Nigerian.
Yeah.
Congratulations, by the way.
Alright, let's bring it down to just stage 1.
Okay, with me is the Nigerian Observer for Friday, June 21st, 2019. And it says, LPC chieftain calls for Oshomole's resignation. That's on page 2. It says Edo State government to establish 5 more production centers, Obaseki. An Edo Assembly also sustained support for government policies, says Deputy Speaker. Sickle cell, Obaseki commits to welfare of patients, that's on page 2. And on sports, say Femi Kuti orders to perform at Falcons opening ceremony. You can find that on page 31.
All right, wrapping up the newspaper review, we cannot go without Mr. and Mrs.
We can't. All right, so Mrs. says, of course there are biscuits. Okay, the picture has a Mr. have some biscuits in front of him and a bottle of milk. Okay. And Mrs. says, of course there are biscuits, but very special in many ways. High in fiber and low in sugar. They are called digestive biscuits. And Mr. says, why don't you serve me my favorite, fufu and negusi soup, and see whether it won't digest?
I feel Mr. and Mrs. they should just be real so that we usually get to see them and thank them every day for giving us good entertainment. For this amount, about to go to your local event and pick up any of this newspaper, you get the full details of the headlines read today. As we always do on the Breakfast Show, we get to bring you history for every day, 7 days a week, 4 weeks a month, 365 days in a year, except Sundays, so just minus Sundays. Basically, Joyce Shields got us covered on the history for today. Joyce, what do we have?
You're too extra, dear. Okay, now if you're a football lover or even just an African child, you definitely know this name Pelé. And of course, you know other names like Diego Maradona, some of the greatest players of all time. Well, today in history, June 21st, in 1970, in the World Cup, Pelé and his team become the very first to win 3 World Cup titles after defeating Italy 4-1. Now, Pelé is regarded by many football critics, players, and fans worldwide as the best player of all time and was voted World Player of the Century by the International Federation of Football History and Statistics. Since retiring in 1977, he has been seen as a worldwide football ambassador. Everybody loves Pelé.
Everybody does. Everybody. With this move, we're going to go on a quick short break. When we return, we're going to be talking about something very important that is integral in the African society. Stick around. It's still the Breakfast Show on TSL Nigeria TV. Don't go anywhere. To TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Back like we never left. Good morning. It's to the Breakfast Show on TSL Nigeria TV. And I'm going to start with a question that John just asked me right now. Is black beautiful? Now, apparently Nigeria, our country, allegedly has over 99.5 million users of bleaching products. Now, in a study carried out in 2002, Nigeria came out number 2, second only to India for the countries that consume bleaching product the most. Now, in Nigeria, light-skinned people, especially light-skinned women, have a certain kind of bias and privileges they enjoy, which just makes us question, does Nigerians simply just love light-skinned people? From companies putting out ads seeking for light-skinned candidates and for beauty roles picking light-skinned people at the top. It makes us question, do dark-skinned people even have a part to play in Nigeria? And it's not just a Nigerian thing. Even on the world stage, bleaching products make up to 23% of all skin care products. Is colorism a problem in Nigeria and the world? Today on the show, we're going to find out. Hi, babies.
Wow.
All those things just put me in a weird mood.
Wow.
Like the statistics are just too high. Let's start with John's question. John, please ask it.
Okay. Is black beautiful?
Black is beautiful.
Look at you saying it yourself.
Also beautiful too. We're all beautiful in this world.
What type of all lives matter thing is this?
Yes, because if black is beautiful, we won't have what they call colorism or people wanting to tune their skin. If I love my skin, I see no reason for me to tune it.
No. I feel like everybody has a right to do whatever they feel like with their skin. And it's not like, okay, people usually have this conception that bleaching is usually done by morally corrupt people and probably people of like low self-esteem, but it's not exactly like that. It may interest you to know that doctors sometimes prescribe bleaching cream.
When?
For like
Okay.
acne problems, acne scarring, old age, and all of that.
Those are creams that are on prescription because of maybe a certain condition the skin is having, that they feel that maybe for anti-aging or maybe for, like you said, acne. But it's not something you should use for a long period of time because
Yes,
you're
definitely.
killing your
It should be used with
melanocytes.
boundaries and like you should moderate the way you use it. But then there is a right way to use it. That's
There
what
is
I
a right
feel
way
like.
to bleach.
There's no right way to bleach.
Joyce, do you feel slighted by that statement?
I don't
right
like I like to keep an open mind every time in everything that I do. But let's come down to the problem. You may know that attacking. Juliet was born light skinned, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not just cream. Because when you guys are attacking her, it seems like everything that's in our body is artificial. So let's bring it home to the problem of colorism in this country. Do you guys genuinely believe that light skinned people are treated better than dark skinned people?
I think Nigerians just love and appreciate his light-skinned women. Like, let's go, everything around us these days, down to the movies, we see where they advertise the light-skinned woman as someone that's beautiful, morally educated, she has all the moral upbringings and someone to follow just because she's fair. And I think it has gone down into this Nigerian system where everybody now thinks for me to be better or for men to appreciate me more, I think I should be a shade lighter. Something happened recently why, okay, me and my friends were actually going down the road to get something and there was the traffic. So this man was calling a particular girl. I don't want to mention her name. So she didn't answer. I was like, babe, what's your name? She didn't respond. Can I have your digit? Just shout that, let me take it down. She ignored him and said, you know the thing he said later? I said, I beg, be going, you're not even fair.
Wow. Okay.
So only
So
fair
I
girls
think,
can reject
yes,
men.
I feel men now feel if I want to have a beautiful lady, if I want to get married, the first thing that comes to mind is she should be light skinned. You don't even want to know if this person is educated or has how will I call it the character or what it takes to be a wife. All they are just concerned is that she has to be beautiful, and by beautiful they mean she has to be light skinned. Sorry.
Okay.
So I feel Nigeria now, the men in particular, even the women are now feeling for me to be accepted, for even the models, for me to do well, go far, look attractive, look good, I have to be a shade lighter. And I feel it's kind of wrong for me to have this mindset already. Black is beautiful to me. It depends on the way you maintain your skin. If you do your skin well, treat it well, I think you have to look good. If you take care of your skin, there's no way you won't look good and men will appreciate you. Take Genevieve Nandi, for example. She's an actress.
That woman is a vampire. Stop it. She doesn't age. I have so many questions when it comes to Genevieve. I saw there's a picture she posted earlier in the week or last week. Every time she does it, she breaks the internet. Her hair is unreasonably long. Her skin is perfect. She doesn't age. I have questions. I love you, ma, please. I love you. But I have questions. How many of Molly ages? She looks her age. Genevieve looks 25. She has looked 25 since I was a child. Life is not fair.
It is not.
Alright, let's jump back in this conversation. When I listened to you, I felt so many emotions. I think I've told you guys this before, that I have lost a job for being dark-skinned, right? And when I went home, I tried to rationalize it. I was like, okay, it's easier to light a light-skinned person on set. You know, it's easier to get the camera settings. So I just went home to rationalize it, even though it seemed very clear from the interview and the procedure that I was the outstanding candidate, but she was fair. And these are things that just constantly happens and stuff. So now we're in an era where it is supposed to be cool to be dark-skinned. You hear melanin popping, skin glazed, kiniko. But the question I'm going to raise is, do they keep the same energy offline? Because when you post a picture on Instagram and you're a dark-skinned girl, wow, Africa, melanin, popping, skin glowing, black don't crack, black girl magic, black excellence. But yesterday they still call me Blackie on the road. So let us now say the facts. Do they keep the same energy offline?
No,
they don't.
The truth is, it's a different world entirely of social media and the real world. Because the truth is, the real world, we are faced with the realities. We're faced with certain hard truths that society has put in our faces. But on social media, you literally can flaunt yourself and you see that you have people that will support you, even if your ideology in the real life is exactly opposite. take for instance the whole black thing. We cannot take away the fact that on the job, or there's some jobs, or there's some industries that you cannot break through some certain levels because of your skin color. Do you understand? And online, you could canvas lots of supporters. You could even have a lot of followers because of you advocating for the black skin. But when you come out of that, you know, except you're resilient and you say, okay, this is how I want it to be for myself, and you're a fighter. Few black women have been able to break through the color barrier thing. I'm not saying they've not faced through that challenge, you know, of dark skin issues and colorism and all of that. But I'm dark skinned. I love it. Talking about this topic of bringing issues like this begins to make me think of how subconscious colorism is in our African society.
It's extremely internalized.
It's internalized colorism. That's why you see people subconsciously are tilted towards light-skinned people. Do you understand? They're really tilted. We're front set, and people could just be seeing just Juliet.
Yes, yeah.
Because Juliet is fair. No offense. No offense. I'm just talking. I'm no offense, baby. But
do you know what I just remembered? One of those things that we do here, and I remember that guy, I'm not going to call his name, came and he was like, everybody that asked me, say, where that fair gay? Whoa! Okay.
It's a subconscious thing.
Yeah,
it's very subconscious, and that is why we talk about this topic, not to slight people that are fair, but to raise the consciousness that, see, there are many things that we are doing that subconsciously wrong that needs to be corrected. Yeah. You're born fair. It's your shine your shine. Yeah, she just smiled now. You see, but the truth is, there are certain things, or there are certain realities that we have seen that, okay, you cannot break. That is why you see the high rate of bleaching, the high rate of toning. First of all, our weather, our sun is crazily hot. Yeah. And this is why melanocytes in your skin keep producing melanin to protect your skin from the UV rays. Because they are harmful to your skin. You should not protect your
skin. Please, dear, leave it alone. Just let it be.
But you're going to skin cancer because of the rays. There's certain damage the sun rays can do to your skin. And so, like you said, the doctors can advise for you to run sunscreens. And these days, we have sunscreens in a lot of products that we use, even to our makeup. But because of how this colorism has eaten deep, people start going to the extreme, and I don't blame them. I don't.
As regards this sunscreen issue, but people need to get this thing that it's not just fair people that needs what's it called,
sunscreen. Actually, yes.
I have a friend. She's dark. And there was one day we're under the sun together, we're just strolling out, and I was with my umbrella, and I was like, let me cover you now, is the sun not eating you? And she was like, I'm already black, so what's happened? I'm like, the sun can actually give you skin cancer too. It's not just about being light skinned.
Oh,
so
dark
people
skin.
out there, it is not just about being light skinned. You need to protect yourself. Go for sun protection creams if you have to, and just try to stay away from the sun. Wear sun protective clothes too. It helps.
And also, there's a trend that is actually moving forward right now, especially in the entertainment industry, that I feel like we should talk about, using black people as props. If you've noticed, there are lots of models that are dark to one extreme. People like Ducky Thoughts and Adek, or whatever her name is, very beautiful Sudanese model and Somalian models. Now we've moved to a place where it seems like black people, the darker you are, the higher the possibility of being used as a prop. There's this 3D model that is very, very popular. The picture was really popular one time, where she's wearing this gold bracelet and gold bangles and choker. Yeah. She's really tall and really, really skinny. Now, did you guys know that person is not real? She's not a real person. She's a 3D animated model that was created by a photographer. Now, he created this girl because we moved to a place where being very, 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 very dark became a fashion-forward thing. That is the reason why you see people like Lupita Nyong'o on almost every other cover, because, you have to be extremely dark or you have to be extremely fair. If you're extremely fair, you're generally beautiful. If you're extremely dark, you have to become a fashion statement. Are we being used as products, as ideas to sell products? Because in real life, we're still not getting the same energy. So is the movement to recognize dark skinned people becoming just a fashion statement?
I think the movement is not going along with awareness. People are just making the movement. They're just using dark faces products or for services or for adverts, but the awareness behind that move is not, it's not made known. Why are you using Lupita Nyong'o for maybe a cream or something? What are we trying to say here? Do you understand? So the awareness is not created. They're just using it because, okay, let's start tilting towards
that's what's raining now. That is what is raining now.
Clips on it, we'll get more publicity and we'll make more sales because, of course, Lupita is super popular. Do you understand? And so they feel like, okay, we could use her face, or we could use a very dark model, Sudanese model, and then to just do that. But the awareness behind why they are doing that is why it's not gaining so much ground. Because the truth is, it will still pass on.
I'm just going to go out and say it. This whole melanin popping business is just as scam as the buy Nigerian gold naira thing. Because it's just a hashtag that is growing. It's a hashtag that we find everywhere. It's a hashtag that we look at. We enjoy the hashtag, but we do not see it in real life. Every other day we say buy Nigerian gold naira. You and I know that our cream is not made in Nigeria. Yeah. We see buy Nigerian gold naira. The Nigerian thing is probably even too expensive. Every other day I post a picture of melanin popping, wow, beautiful, oh my god. And then on the streets, I'm working with the light skin girl. You and I know that you're going to go for the light skin girl. So I think we need to move to a point where we normalize it. I think the dark skin is not normalized in this country in any way, shape or form, and it crosses international borders. You watch an American film, you see a couple that has a black child. The black child has that long coily hair. You and I know that black children do not have long coily hair. You and I know that child is mixed race. So why are you casting a mixed race person as a black person? And now you're giving the idea that black people are supposed to have coily hair. See, if you see my hair, first of all, I can't even gel it. Right? I can't even lay the edges. No, I just want people to know that what you guys see online and what you guys see that the media puts there is not who we are. My hair cannot even, my edges cannot even lay because I have type 4C hair, which a lot of naturally black women have. We have so many ideas of what black people are supposed to be in the media, and that's just not what we are in real life. We don't have long coily hair. When we come out in the day, our skin does not shine. Those girls on Instagram, they rub oil. Their skin.
One of the celebrities that are termed black in quotes, like you said, they are mixed race. They are mixed race, and that is why we had a conversation where we were talking about Beyonce's dad coming to talk about the fact that if Beyonce wasn't light skinned as she is, he's not sure she would be making so much success like the way she is making. So it's really a thing. So we're putting it out there that colorism is a thing. It's not there. Oh, don't worry, we're in Africa, so nobody really discriminates.
But
it happens every single
Neki, let me ask you a question. If colorism is not strong in Africa, why is it that when Africans go to the abroad to look for jobs, they call them immigrants? When white people come here to look for jobs, they call them expatriates? I've never heard a white man being called an immigrant before in any black nation.
No, they don't do it. And that is why, for instance, like you said, in the classroom, you have a half-caste kid come into the class. Everybody will be looking at her like a god or something. And there's no equal.
They will give her prefect. there was a mixed race girl in my school growing up, and she was the only one that knows to weave her hair. She said that if she weaves it, the tip will start losing until you should about and tie it. She was the only one that was not weaving her hair. They were like, oh, it will lose, so let's just leave it so she can be comfortable.
Give them preparation.
I'm so sorry, Juliet. I love you. You're so beautiful. This is not about you at all.
I don't really feel slighted. Like I understand all your points of views. Like, but one man's food is another man's poison. Okay. Now you're talking about men that prefer light-skinned girls to dark-skinned ladies, but there are some men that do prefer.
No, I'm talking about real life issues, not men that. I don't care about men. That's not my problem right now. I'm talking about real life issues. It's like when people talk about feminism and they're saying that no, it doesn't mean the man is the head of the relation. I'm like, that's not my problem right now. I'm going through real life problems as a woman. Whether the man is the head or the tail of the relationship is not a lot of my problem. So whether men are attracted to light-skinned women or dark-skinned men is not my major problem right now. People are losing jobs.
Because they're
for being dark-skinned.
That takes me back to what happened some time ago. A model was contacted and she was told she was going to appear on Techno's show as the main, what they call the main muse, only for her to get there, and she was giving a lesser role, and she came out there to attack the what do they call it? The managers. So I feel, and she was really heartbroken because she had to prepare. She had to take long bus from where she was to the venue, and then she was and then she was given. She felt really bad with the energy and everything she has put into the job. So I feel it's time Nigerians come to awareness that you shouldn't look at someone because they are dark. Rather, look at what they can bring, they can offer to you. Don't just look at me and say, oh, because she's dark, I'm not going to employ you. Look at me. Take me because I can do what you want me to do. I don't know. Accept me for who I am, for my talent, for what I bring to the table, not because of my skin color.
Okay, so we're going to be wrapping it up very, very quickly. As much as I love all our rants and I'm so into it, I want to present a gray area in this issue. I don't want you guys to think about it really, really much. Where do we put the situation of preferences into this bracket? Are we going to force people to change their preferences because we don't think they matter to us? For example, let's say you have a company, so you need a front desk lady. Now we all know that your front desk lady usually has to be really good looking, and in the Nigerian sense, really good looking closely almost directly means light skin, and you want your business to grow. Would you now say that because you're trying to be politically correct?
Funny enough, I've seen adverts and for jobs, and they clearly indicate light-skinned lady and all of that, and it's becoming an issue. That is why I said initially that I don't blame people that go to bleach or to do things to put them in their dream jobs. You can now be saying your skin is the one making you not to become what you really, really want to be, but that should not be the case, because that's a shallow way of trusting people to do things for you. It's really shallow, because you can as well put a dark-skinned lady and she will do well. You can as well put a light-skinned lady and she will still do well. Don't make one person feel much more privileged than another because of their skin color. Now, I think while we're doing the research of this topic, I had issues with when they call you beauty and brains. Why can't they call a woman?
Give me this high five. Put it. I don't even need it.
Because when you hear beauty and brains, it means that the beauty is a standard measure for whom a woman should be.
And then when she not go and add brains, she's not, hey God, oh my God, look at this. They are not mutually exclusive.
And you think of it. Why don't you say, okay, she's a woman that is pretty much smart. She knows what.
Because I've never heard handsome and brains before.
No,
I've never heard handsome and brains.
The B and the B goes together, but it doesn't still make sense. Do you understand? And so I think we should just start. One of the things about colorism is that it was one of the legacies left by the colonial masters, and it just stayed put. And from generation to generation, it kept transcending. And so, fair skin, light skin should never be a criteria, to pick people for. Your company will still do well. You can still have a dumb fair lady sitting at the decks and driving out potential customers.
Okay, yeah, Joanne, should preference matter?
Okay, I feel it shouldn't.
Or should people be attacked for their preferences?
I feel how will I put this? I feel if what you're looking for can be done by both the fair and the dark lady, just go for both. I feel.
But you have only one position, and you prefer the fair people. When you come to work every morning, you want to see a fair girl in the front desk because it's your office and it's what you like. So should we attack people for that? Because you like it, it's fine in your eye.
It don't go well with me. It don't go well with me. I feel.
Julia, please.
Okay, colorism is an age-long thing, and it's not something that started today. It has been on ground like right from the Bible, in fact. And I don't think you can really change anybody's preference per se, but people need to be educated on how to change their shallow mindsets. Like what Joanne said, what a dark-skinned person can, what a fair-skinned person can do, a dark-skinned person can do. So why set standards for the position that you want? Okay, I think we need to wrap this up.
Yes, we're going to wrap it up right now. Thank you guys so much. You guys have been amazing as always. We'll be here again tomorrow for the weekend rundown. And just a final thought on this. I believe that the problem of colorism is not something that we see and we notice every day because it's so immensely internalized. So the next time you look at a person and you feel like they're immensely beautiful and you want to keep them around, ask yourself, are they really beautiful or do they just have a bright, shiny color? Learn to look at people beyond their skin color, because it's going to be something that's going to be in front of you every single day of your life. It's going to affect every major decision that you make. So when you're going to make that major life decision, you're going to affect the next person. Make sure that you're not making it based off of the color of the person's skin. People are so much more than their skin color. We're going to be here again tomorrow morning for the weekend rundown, and next week Monday we're going to kick your week off very sexily. My name is Joyce Jukes. Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning.